So I talked about a gentleman and the way he's raising his kid and how I disagreed with it. And this person here says, "Do you tell your kids to be Democrats?" No, I don't. I teach my kids to understand that there are people that are different than them, to have empathy for other people, to value work in everyone. Specifically, and I hate to say this because I don't ever want to say that I treat one child or two children differently than another, but specifically when it comes to my son, I teach him over and over and over again. We have taught him no means no, no matter where you are in the process. No means no. And if you're at a function and you see a friend of yours pushing themselves on a girl, you're going to step in. We teach them to be critical thinkers, to question everything that somebody in a position of authority is telling them, including what we're telling them from time to time. The lives that my wife and I have carved out for each other might not be the lives that are best for our children. So just because we were the example that you had coming up doesn't mean that we are the example that you might want to strive to be. These are the kind of things that we teach our kids. They just so happen to all be Democrats on various levels. I have one daughter that's not, I wouldn't even say that she's a Democrat. Far leftist, burn the whole system down type of thing, start over from the ashes. I have one that's probably a little bit closer to me, but still much farther left than me. I have a daughter that actually has conservative tendencies. That's a gun carrier and likes to go to the range and go mudding and shit like that. And then our son is 14. He doesn't know what he is yet. All he knows is that he has people in his immediate family that are part of the LGBTQ plus community, and they're no different than anybody else. And everybody at the end of the day has their differences, but we're all the same sort of thing. How he ends up turning out, I don't know. But so far, I'm very pleased with the young man that he's become and the women that my daughters have become. And never once in the now decades of being a father, not once have I ever looked at my kids and said, "You're going to vote Democrat. You're going to be a Democrat." I've taught them that who they vote to represent them in the various elected positions that are going to represent them from the local and state and county and then federal level is indicative of who they are. The people that they choose is indicative of who they are. And while they may not all vote for the Democrat every time, I can tell you who they're not voting for. Not because I told them to, just because that's the way nature took its course. You teach a person to have empathy and give a shit about people and say that the work that they do is valuable and wanna be able to fund education and whatnot and what have you, and you're gonna just raise Democrats.